Hi, my name is Shantell, and I was born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah. Growing up, there was a lot of abuse and alcohol, drugs involved. My father's a native Tongan and my mother's Caucasian, and there was a lot of challenges with living in a biracial family. My grandparents were very against my parents getting together and often would say comments of, imagine what your kids will look like, they'll be teased. So that was very hard growing up, already feeling unaccepted and wanted. Eventually, throughout a lot of the trauma and addictions that were going on in the home, I stumbled across some of my father's pornographic videos and also Playboys. And I was disgusted at first, but then later on became intrigued and even later dependent on them. It was like I was obsessed. And so I started having this warped vision of what family was and what a bonding relationship was. Unfortunately, my parents did get divorced when I was 12. Then my mom became an alcoholic. She just went into her own world and I had to fend for myself. In order for us to pay the bills, I ventured into internet modeling. And while my mom was wasting and spending all the money on liquor and men, I used that money to pay our bills, the lights, feed the cats. And still going to school, I just would work 24/7 doing this internet modeling stuff. So then I got kicked out of my mom's house and moved in with my father. And my father would say, if you're going to live here, then you need to work. And so I would go to school, I'd work this little receptionist job, and then I would do this internet modeling job. And then I end up dating just addicted men that were addicted to drugs, to more sex, more alcohol, and I just continued to spiral out of control into just such a dark place of just abandonment and unworthiness. And I would go and visit my mom still because I just wanted our relationship to be restored, but she would be drunk and wasted and she would violate me sexually, and then she would pass out drunk, and then her boyfriends would abuse me sexually, and I would tell her and she just would blow it off and just like you know, she didn't care. So turning to these men for love and security, I started finding myself in a dance club. One of my girlfriends invited me to go and offered to pay me, and so I went, and only being 16, 17, I saw all this money and just the attention and the financial security and this sense of independence and control. I said, I'm going to do that. And so dancing and showing my body, it was just like going into this new character of just something that wasn't me, just a fantasy. And inside though, I was just so lost and dark and hopeless, and it was just, I'd have to mask it with more alcohol, more drugs, more alcohol, more drugs. And I eventually found my way into meeting a notorious pimp and from Texas. So I was convinced by everything he said, very convincing man with his Mercedes and his bling bling, and I wanted that. and I wanted financial security and a family, and so I decided to go with him to Texas. At first it seemed great, like I was making lots of money and I had security, I had this man, but then it turned very dark, and I was forced to work 6 days a week. I had a quota of 4,000 a day, and I wasn't allowed to talk to my family. I wasn't allowed to go on the internet. All I did was just work, 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 work. And I read one day in a hotel, I read a newspaper, and it was of a girl who had been trafficked, and all these false promises, and she described it as these invisible chains, invisible bars. And that's when the light went open in my mind, and I'm like, that's me. Oh my God, that's me. And so then I believe now, looking back, that that was God showing himself to me, and the truth. And then shortly after that, I saw this pink Bible, and I wanted it. It was cute, it was pink, and it was a Bible. And so I asked the girl, the madame that was with me, if I could get it. And the daily allowance I was provided was for my usual pack of cigarettes and a Red Bull. But this time I decided to get that Bible myself. And so I still have it to this day, and it's just my treasure, it's my heart. And finally, after a couple years of that endurance of just isolation and controlling and dominating me, and the manipulation and all these false promises like that newspaper revealed to me, I said enough's enough. And by the grace of God, I got away and I went to Las Vegas. And on my own and independent, I wanted to get back what was taken from me. And I went back to work on my own, and I was in a strip club, and I found this little pink flyer that was for a spa day retreat. And I was like, yes, go, I need that, go God. And I went, and the women were just amazing. They were just so loving and caring and warm, and pampered me. And I later discovered that they were just for the women in the adult industry. And I was just amazed, because I had prayed for that, for some help. And they started helping me immediately and offering me resources, counseling, tutoring, anything that I needed help with. And that's when I discovered, realized that the difference between real love and the fake love that I had been growing up with my whole life. Everybody wanted something from me, and they didn't want anything from me. They didn't expect anything from me. They just wanted to care for me and love me, and which was so foreign to me. It still boggles my mind, but now I know that it is God and Jesus working through that. So throughout that process, I still was struggling trying to live a normal life, because I still had deep internal issues. So they referred me to another program called the Refuge for Women, and they're in Kentucky. And I was like, where is Kentucky? How do you spell that? But I am so grateful that I decided to go. And so I went, and upon 2 days of arrival, we were returning home from a Bible study, and that's when the tragic car accident occurred. And that's when 6 people died, and one of our women died, and 4 other survivors. My whole world was shaken. I had 4 vertebrae that were broken, broken clavicle, punctured lungs, internal organ damages. And so when I woke up out of the hospital, my dad was there, and I was overwhelmed by all the love and support that I was receiving from the Refuge for Women. And I couldn't speak because there was a tube down my throat, and so that was just the first time I cried. And I remember writing down on a little whiteboard that I've never felt so loved. And my life has just been full of love and just intense healing, restoration, revealing a lot of my character defects of anger, selfishness, pride, abandonment. They've been there every step of the way, walking me through that. And many times I've pushed them away and I wanted to quit, but they never gave up on me. And I'm so grateful for that, because now my life is the complete opposite of what I'd ever imagined. And I now have freedom, and they've walked me through rededicating my life to Christ. And now I have endured the program 11 months, and now I have 1 month left. And so I am working full time. I have my own place. I am registered for school in the fall and attending meetings in church regularly and giving back to the program. These women that are there are just my heart, and I just love them, and I just see my old self in them. And so I have the opportunity to help them with walking out this new life. And they're just my forever family, and I'm so grateful for the crossing, for the Refuge for Women, and the Cupcake Girls, and just everything that God's doing in my life. It's just a blessing. My favorite verse is 2 Corinthians 5:17. The old is gone and the new has come, being a new creation in Christ. So thank you.